Hey y'all, I'm back with another word, and I'm gonna try to make this as quick as possible, but I knew I needed to get on here. This video is for the person who is feeling like giving up what God has called them to do because of what other people are saying about them. So the way how this word came about, and I just was like, I'm gonna get on here and I'm gonna speak about it because it's probably gonna help somebody else. I was told that I'm lying on God. God didn't tell me to say what I'm saying or whatnot. And I was going to spaz out, right? But God had to tell me, and I had to repent. God had to tell me, I called you to this. Okay, you're walking in your purpose. When I gave God my yes and I really started taking him serious, and I went through the pressing, the shaking, because the oil cost, okay? This, it costs to follow Christ. It's a hefty price to follow Christ, okay? To whom much is given, much is required. And it's not easy. So when this person was saying this about me, and probably other people too, but whatever, I started finding myself questioning myself. Then I started, God had to remind me of how they did Jesus. And if Jesus was met with persecution, what makes me think I'm not? They called Jesus a liar. They say he wasn't who he said who he was, and I had to be like, you know what, Brittany, girl, please screw them and do what you were called to do. Because one thing about it, it's a choice to make. Are we going to allow what people are saying about us cause us to become disobedient to what God is calling us to because we're scared because they're talking? Absolutely not. So to the person who knows that God is calling them higher, whatever it is, God may be calling you to start a YouTube channel, open up a business, start a job, whatever the case may be. You know what God, this is specifically to the people who it's time for them to step into their purpose, okay? When you step into your purpose, when you step into your calling, you will be met with persecution. That's just what it is. When you follow Christ, there's a cost. Like I said, I was called a liar. They straight up told me, oh, you lying on God. God didn't tell you that. God didn't say to say that. And then if I was offended, I'm just like, you really think like that of me to think I'm a lie? And God had to literally close my mouth because your flesh starts to rise up, and like I said, I had to repent because the old Brittany started had done right. Now I'm not perfect now, and God had to correct me, like, hold on, okay, this is why they're doing this. It's all right, because one thing about it, God will vindicate you, okay? God will fight for you, like the word says, any tongue that rises up against you shall be condemned. So let people talk, okay? And remember, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, so don't take it personal and don't let the spirit of offense come over you about it, because you're not gonna always be met with applause. Most of the people will support you, but a lot of times you're not gonna be met with applause. You're gonna be met with people talking about you. You're gonna be met with people saying you're crazy. That's another thing. Oh, you're crazy, you're this, you're that, because you're doing something that God tells you to do. So if God has called you, and God has called you to do whatever it is, go boldly. Be bold for Christ, because this is what we have to do. Don't let them cause you to start to shy back, because then you're going to have to deal with God on that. So there's a verse, I'm going to put it in here where it says, blessed are those who are persecuted in my name, but still, basically, I'm paraphrasing, but still continue on, right? God will bless you. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, when I tell you God is showing out in my life, I can't wait until God is allowing me to speak more into it. I went through the crushing, the shaking, and it was not easy. Like I said, people talked about me. Then when God told me to get up there and make your YouTube video and start talking about what you learned, people like, oh, she a liar and she lied on God. I'm telling you. So I don't want to make this long. If God has called you to start whatever it is you need to start, and people are talking about you, and a lot of times it's the people around you, they're telling you you're crazy, screw them folk. Do what God has told you to do. Go forth, be bold, okay? And God will vindicate you. Them same people that talks about you, them same people that said that, they will have front row seats to see what God is going to do in your life. So do what you got to do, boo, okay? And I'm out.